Okay, so I talked to you about component mode. There are several components that make up a 3D object. If I right click and hold down my mouse button, I have edges, vertices, and faces. Those are the three main components. And then object mode is the mode I'm in right now where I select an object. All right, so right click, vertices. Those are these points here at the end of edges. If I hold down and go to edges, those are these edges that lead to points. And then if I go to faces, I've got these big flat surfaces right here. I will also refer to them as polygons because that's what they are. Even though all three components make up a polygon, you'll hear me refer to a face as a polygon, like select this polygon. Those are the three components in 3D. You'll be using them quite a bit to manipulate our object. And we'll also be adding extra detail, adding extra polys. And a good rule of thumb with polygon modeling is that you want to keep things four-sided. You see all of these polygons right here have four sides. If we start to break that, we're going to get into problems. We can do something where we use three-sided polygons or triangles, but again, we want to try to avoid that as much as possible. Okay, so how do we add extra detail here? Well, there are quite a few ways, and we'll be using several of them. I'm going to go ahead and show you one of my favorite tools, Mesh Tool, and Insert Edge Loop. Now I see that I have kind of an extra component here on either side, so I'm going to insert an edge loop over here and an edge loop over here. So now I've got these two extra sides. Now I have a problem because I don't know if this distance is the same as this distance. So how can I avoid that problem? Well, I want to show you something called symmetry. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that. I'm going to go to the modeling toolkit over here. You will be using this quite a bit. And I'm going to turn on symmetry. So if symmetry is off right now, I'm going to turn it on. Again, we need to look at our axes. So let's go to translate here, or move tool. And we know that we're on the x-axis. So I want to mirror across the x-axis. So symmetry, I'm going to turn on object X. Now I'm going to go back to this insert edge loop tool here. Now watch, we're going to get an error here. That's okay. I want to show you this error warning thing here. Many times you'll try an operation in Maya and you'll get some kind of warning down here. That's important. That gives you a hint as to what's going on. Warning. So you may not understand what this means, but it should give you a hint. And right here, use the multiple edge loop tool instead. So let me show you another feature in Maya. On most of these tools, if you go and you see this little box over here, that means there's extra options involved. So I've got this insert edge loop. If I click this box here, I'm given all these extra options. And remember how it said use the multiple edge loop tool instead? Well, that's right here, multiple edge loops. So watch what happens now when I click. I get perfect seams. Okay? I'm going to leave symmetry on right now, but that's where you turn it on. Symmetry just means we divide the object up evenly. Let's go to our selection tool. We've got edges selected. Notice now when I select an edge, there are two edges selected because we have the symmetry mode on. So if I select this edge here and I want to move it with W, I can move it like that. But see, we're now just moving these front edges, and we want to move them all so that they represent these kind of side panel parts of our box. So how do we select an edge loop? All right, that's really easy. If you click on an edge and then shift double click, you will select an edge loop. See there? Now we have the whole edge loop selected. Now when I move these over, I can move them over evenly. And now we know that this distance is equal to this distance. Now, I am getting a problem here. Do you guys see this? How I've got kind of a warped box now? Now what's going on there? Okay, this is important to note. There are, these manipulators can run off objects or they can run off world space. And we rotated our object here, so we're getting this problem here with the manipulator. So I'm going to undo that real quick. And in the next video, I'm going to show you what it means to change from object mode to world mode, etc. So in the next video, I'll show you kind of what's going on there and how we can fix it.